We are live for the last session for day 3. I'm just so excited that we are having this progression back to back. And I'm sure God is doing something in the life of families with all that is being shared, with all that is being learned. Most importantly, I want to tell everyone that is here to go and call your husband or your wife. Everybody go and get your spouse. This topic is one topic that every couple need to sit down together and watch. Every couple. One of the greatest tragedy of our time or in the family system is the rate of divorce, and this has not like it hasn't started. With the way we are going, the template the next generation is picking is going to be horrible if we do nothing about the marriage system. And that's why this session is so important. Get in here, people. Get in, everyone. Make sure you get your spouse. Make sure you get your spouse, male or female. Any one of them that is not available now, get them to watch this later. It's going to be a blessing for every home. The topic says United Front. And that united front simply means that we must be united to be able to build sustainable marriages, thriving parenting, and raise wholesome people. So, welcome back, everybody. I'm seeing you. I can see people who are joining already. You're always the first. Thank you so much, and welcome back as well. The next speaker is someone who is so loaded. I love the way she calls herself. I'm going to also, allow her to call herself that same name that I enjoy hearing her call herself. She will usually end up with a quote that I love so much about marriage. I'll also allow her or remind her to use that word in case she didn't tell us what to do with that word. I love the way she says it. So we are welcoming everyone to this last session where I want every couple to come together and watch this session together. So the next speaker is someone dear to me, my sister, my friend. Ahon Nachuku is so loaded, calm, calculated woman, but in that calmness, like her head is spinning. And I love the angle that God took her to. God took her to the place of husbands. Ahona is helping husbands to become what God designed for them or who God designed them to be. She's a thriving marriage enthusiast, marriage coach, author, speaker, and the founder of The Man and His Mandate. Ahona, everyone, every husband needs Ahona. That's just what I want to tell you. So go and get your husband. Go and get your husband. Share this link, everybody. Share it, share it, share it. We are bringing on our next speaker now. Okay, she's already at the backstage. Hello, sis. Good to have you here.
Hi, Vivian. Thank
Good
you. This type
evening.
no come too much. this hype, this hype is too much. Good
No, no, no,
evening.
no, 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 no. It's not. We need to go and get our husbands to be in this session. You were called for the men,
Yes, of
okay?
course.
As much as you were called to every family and, as couples, I believe strongly that your message is something that shapes or that will shape the men in our generation and the next generation. I love the way you carry that message so
Yeah.
wholesomely, so, it's tenaciously, for everyone to be part of that message. So thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. We will be leaving the stage for you. I want you
Thank
to,
you.
tell us briefly about yourself and speak those languages that I get excited when I hear you speak about marriages. Thank you so much. The stage is
Okay.
all yours for the next 45 minutes. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, sis. Oh, wow. I'm so happy to be here. I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Vivian, for having me. Oh, my name is Ahonna Chuku, like she said, and I call myself a thriving marriage enthusiast. I love to see marriages work. I love to see thriving and like she said, I'm called to men. It's a big space. It's a very odoguish space. but God has been giving me the grace to reach out through man and his mandate and the other things we do one on one with couples. So I was given the title The United Front, which is at the forefront of what I do, marriage, united front. How spousal alignment and healthy marriage dynamics create the ultimate shield for children. I'll start by saying this. When, you know, if someone asks your children how they feel about your home, what will be their response? If your children are called aside and say, how do you feel about your home? Will they feel safe? Do they feel loved? Are they secured? When we talk about protecting children, like you said, the dynamic is a shield for children. You talk about keeping them safe from bad friends, social media influence, sexual predators, drugs, peer pressure, But at the forefront, there's an environment that influences them long before those external influences get to them, become relevant. What is that environment? Your home. Your home is the environment that first shapes your child, even before they get to meet those external influences, before it becomes even relevant in their lives. A child is formed by what happens around them, what happens in the home first, because that is the first place they are in before they are sent out. Children watch what happens. Children most times follow what we do rather than what we say. So they are there, they are observing. How does mommy talk to or respond to daddy? When daddy is speaking to mommy, how does he speak to mommy? How does he respond to mommy? How are disagreements handled? As little as they are watching, they are observing. And you always hear people say that children are copycats. They are, because they will copy you to the latter. They might not follow everything you say, but what you do is forming who they are. And they are watching, they are observing, they are learning. They learn if apologies are normal. They want to know if love is conditional. When you perform, I love you. When you don't perform, you don't deserve my love. They learn if authority can be manipulated. You see that one? They have A1. Children, they have A1 in looking for loophole on how to manipulate authority. And we give them that, we make it easy for them by the way we parent them most times. So these things are why healthy marriages is not separate from parenting. Parenting is part of marriage. Parenting is not different. You can't parent successfully without having a good marriage. Parenting stems from marriage, not the other way around. You hear people say, I can be a good father and not a good husband. I can be a good mother and not a good wife. It's a big lie. You must start from the beginning. Marriage first, parenting second. Let's go. So, what does a united front really mean? Let's start with what it is not. Doesn't mean that husband and wife don't quarrel or they agree on everything. It doesn't also mean that a spouse does not have an opinion. Let's just, once daddy says it, that's what it is. Once mommy says it, that is what it is. there's no need bringing my opinion. No. It doesn't also mean that one person has to always submit to the other's decision. One person, the decision making is on one person to show that we are united. No. And it doesn't also mean that everything is fine when it's not. No. Unity is not uniformity. That we are does not mean we are alike. We can be united, but we're not alike because we are separate human beings. We think differently, we reason differently. We only come together and try to make our thoughts or whatever we do align to a purpose because we came together as husband and wife. So our duty is to come together to see that all those are different opinions, different mindsets, or whatever it is, come together, discuss, make it, something that works for us. So a united front means that we may not always think alike, but we are committed to working together for the good of this family. It's not possible to always think alike, but we remain committed. We remain committed to working together for the good of this family. That's the Bible. That's why the Bible asks in Amos 3:3, can two work together unless they are agreed? If you do not agree, you can't work together. Because working together means you're heading towards a direction. For those of us in Abuja, we are in Airport Road and you want to go to Area 1. The other person wants to go to Gwagwalada. They are two opposites. Both of you either agree to go to Area 1 and now find a better route to go to that Area 1, or you agree to go to Gwagwalada. As parents, as husbands and wives, you cannot say, oh yeah, go to Area 1, let me go to Gwagwalada. We are adults, we can do what we want. No. When you do that, you're already breaking your home because you can't parent in such way. Husband is heading to Gwagwalada, wife is heading to Area 1. That would be chaos. So agreement should not be that you are simply having the same opinion. It speaks in working in the same direction. Direction. There is where we are headed. I might have a different idea for us to get to that direction. But the end of the matter is that we are heading to the same place. We may disagree about discipline, or about what's best for the child, about how much, for those of us that have teenagers, for how much freedom they should have, for when to set their curfew. We may disagree about even a particular situation. Something comes up and the way I see it is not the way my husband sees it. But the question is, can we have the disagreement without turning our children into the judge, the referee, or a weapon? That is what a united front is about. Can we have these differences without turning our own children to a judge, to a referee, to a weapon, to get at each other? Our children are there for us to parent, to guide, to lead, and not the other way around. I said earlier that unity is not uniformity. Unity is not uniformity. One of the greatest mistakes parents make is assuming that united means that they must always respond exactly the same way. Mba. You can't, because we have our differences. Yes, we came together to marry, but we still have our differences. We came from different backgrounds, We have our different experiences. So we mustn't, respond to things the same way, but we can agree. Our differences can even actually complement each other. One parent may be more cautious, the other may be more adventurous. Most times, mothers are more cautious, while fathers are more adventurous. They even the things they will allow their children to do, the ones that say, "Hey, please now, don't, hey, that he's my son, my son. He's telling you to allow me. This boy needs to grow. He needs to be a man." And please, sir, I want to make this request early. If you have teenage boys, if you have boys that are growing and they are becoming teenagers, moving to adulthood, please do not leave them to their mother alone. They are forming their masculinity. Be involved. Be involved in their training. Don't say, I go to work, I pro. Yes, there's so much a mother can do at this stage. Be involved. Let them form. There are things you will let him do that the mother, because of, oh, my child, or how can I, will not let him, because of that nature we carry. But the father comes and say, no, he has to, he's a man. You will stand and train your boy. Let's go. Another parent, one of the parents may be more, emotionally expressive. The other may be more structured. One may see opportunity, the other one will see danger. But the problem is, don't make your difference a division. Your differences should not become a division. Your differences should complement each other. The Bible says in Ephesians 4:3, it says, make every effort to keep yourselves united in the spirit, binding yourselves together with peace. The language says, make every effort. Unity doesn't happen automatically. It requires intentional effort. It requires communication. Excuse me. It requires humility. You must communicate so that you can agree and decide on how to parent this child, how to protect this child, how to lead this child that we have. It requires humility. You must be humble enough to accept that, okay, this person's idea or view is actually better than mine. It doesn't matter who, daddy or mommy. There is some situations that daddy's view is actually better. His opinion on this is actually, it will work better. It will achieve a better result than mommy's opinion. Mommy should be humble enough to say, okay, yes, let's go with this. And daddy should be humble enough when mommy's view is better to say, yes, yours is actually better. Let's go with this. You're not in any competition. You are a team, and you must first accept that and acknowledge that you are a team. If not, everybody wants to, my opinion has to go. Don't you know I'm the man of the house? So I say, don't you know I'm the one seeing them every second? I'm the one with them. I know them more. You are a team. You are not there to choose sides. You're there to parent a child into purpose. So it requires choosing your family over winning an argument. It's not about competition. It's about what works for our child best. What's the best, solution for this problem, or what's the best route? What's the best decision to achieve this purpose? Why do children need a united front? The Bible says in Matthew 12:25 that every kingdom divided against itself is brought to dissolution, and every city or house divided against itself will not stand. When Jesus was speaking about this, you know, he was speaking about division. When he was asked, he was accused of speaking by the spirit of Satan. He's not telling them, how can I be binding and casting Satan with his power as well? That any kingdom that is divided against itself will not stand. This principle applies in the family, is relevant. Mommy cannot be heading to Gwagwalada, daddy to area one. What will happen to the children? You cut them into two or what? You cut a child, daddy will drag left hand to Gwagwalada, mommy drag right hand to area one. The child will be shattered. You are destroying your home. When parents constantly work against each other, children notice. These children, they notice. You not give them room for manipulation. When you are constantly working against each other, they notice. They are not saying anything, but their head there. They see. And eventually, some of your children will learn to exploit the division. Mommy says no, they run to daddy. Daddy says no, they run to mommy. And because you're in competition, maybe let me show that I love my child most. Let me show that I love my child better. I'm so sorry. Let me plug in my battery, my charger. Let me show that I love my child the most. You are now in between. Mommy says no. Daddy says, don't mind that woman. Go and take. One parent gives a consequence, the other one cancels it. This one says, you're not allowed to go anywhere. This one says, I don't mind him, you can go. Eventually, the child does not have just two parents. The child now has two systems of authority. I'll give you an example. Something happened in my home last month. My brother, I call him my brother's son, because immediately I got married, he came to stay with me from 5 years. Now he's 20. So he grew with my children. If I don't tell you he's not my child, you won't know. Something happened, he went out with the car. He drives already. So whenever he's home from school, I'm relaxed. He's my personal driver. Wherever we are going to, I'll just enter car. He will drive me, whatever errands, go here, go there. Or something happened. My husband said, for the next 1 month, you will not drive any car in this house. When he made the pronouncement, because it was something happened, he was addressing it, he now made that pronouncement. Me, I shock. I'm like, hey, this man, the whole 1 month. How I won't manage? I said nothing. When we are now alone, I say, oh, nah, this one you say the whole 1 month. How do we want to manage our bag? That is this boy that goes on errands and all. He said, I should just leave it that way. Give me some reasons. We'll just have to adjust and manage. And that was it. Even when we're going out together, normally, I will hand him the key. For that period, I drove. In fact, the instruction was, let him not even repack the car. That if they need to carry car outside, I should call my son to do that, not him. So I followed it to the latter. Some women will come and say, that is not around here, run and go and buy me something. If I want to get anywhere, I either send him to go, we won't go with car, or I go myself. That it is something that needs car. If we are going together, I sit on the steering. It's not convenient for me. I'm not enjoying it, but I am trying to tell them something. I am with my husband. He has said this. My children were also watching because they heard the instruction. So once we want to go, one time they wanted to try and give Dave to drive now. I just looked at them, entered my car, and they understood. Daddy was not there. He was not seeing. I could have given the car to him to drive. We'll go quickly and come back. He won't see. But behind his authority, they won't respect him tomorrow. And I will feel I'm doing good to them. And tomorrow it will turn back to me. So I sat with it until the 1 month elapsed. He did not touch any car. So, and tomorrow he will not come. Daddy gives instruction. He will not come to me. No. It can't happen. I said, leave that one. No, his wife. No, daddy has said it. Or I say something and my husband has heard it. There's nothing they can do. Your mommy already said this. What is it? It can't happen. So they already know that when they want to call us, they say, leave that one. Her husband has said, leave that one, his wife has said. And we are fine. We are fine. Nobody died. So don't undermine one another. Don't create that loophole. They will manipulate it. Our children. Once you create that, two systems of authority, this one says that one, this one will not cancel. They will use it to their advantage well. And before you realize what is going on, you've raised what you don't know. So if they, yeah, like I've said, if they discover this system, they manipulate it. They will manipulate. Exactly like my child is a good child. Once they discover these things, they will use them to their advantage. So when we train our children, they try to look for gaps between us. So they are very sensitive. Their eyes are like this. And a divided home can create confusion. They don't even know who to follow. They don't know which direction to go to. Like my analogy, daddy is heading to Gwagwalada, this one is heading to Area 1. Am I following daddy? Am I following mommy? Okay, when it's convenient for me, I'll follow daddy. When it's convenient for me, I'll follow mommy. Insecurity. They don't, in as much as they are enjoying the manipulation, deep down they don't feel secured. With things happening, they go to school. This one says, my mom left with us, so I'm staying with my mom. My brother is staying with my father. You think our children are afraid of us going our separate ways? So no matter what they think they are enjoying, they love that security that mommy and daddy are together. But when you are acting this way, your husband is going this way, they are afraid deep down. In as much as they are enjoying whatever manipulation they are enjoying at the moment, but they are not secured. A divided home creates manipulation, obviously. Divided loyalty. Loss of respect for parental authority, especially the dominant parent will always override the other person. So they will always tilt towards that one. Anxiety about the stability of the home. Yes, they are anxious. They are afraid. What if this marriage crashes? What happens to us? They don't say these things, though. They might not even say it to one another, but it's deep down. So I'm going to share pillars. I'm trying to, go quickly so I can finish what I have. Pillars to, sustain, create and sustain a united front. 5 pillars. 1, shared values. Shared values. Before you can agree on any rule as a parent, you must agree on something very fundamental, which is what? Who are we raising these children to become? That is the direction. You must first have a direction. Okay, I'm raising, what matters most to us? Is it academic excellence? Is it money? a mother has told me that, I beg, that she just wants her children to learn to read and write. That once that this school they're going to is just for them to learn to read and write. That they need to do business. That the school she went to, what is she using her certificate for? Yes, a mother. If she has the same mindset, if she agrees with her husband, that is their goal. And they can work towards achieving it. Let my child just learn to read and write, understand some things. We'll channel him business wise. That is the agreement. That's how they want to raise their child. But imagine she has this mindset and the father says academic excellence. She says it doesn't even matter what her child scores. As long as he can read and write, that's what matters. Then the father is there saying you must score 90. You can see that division has started already. His father is saying, this boy, you just have to, need to be at the peak of your class. You need to be this. And mother is saying, don't mind that thing. Now money matter. There's nothing we are doing with this education. Just know basic and come and make money for me. You see, there's division. But when they come and communicate, they can actually bring the two together. Yes, we want our children to make money. We also want them to excel academically. When they bring academic excellence to whatever they are doing to make the money, it will give them an upper edge, an edge to someone who didn't really study well. That's communication. They are coming together, they are presenting, okay, bring your idea of money, bring your idea of academic excellence, bring it together, it works. So whatever they are saying, every decision they are making is together. They have a shared value. I remember I read something 2 days ago about mindset. And for you to have a shared value, your mindsets must align. Before you choose your spouse, pay attention to the person's mindset, how they think about things, especially things that are important to you. Because it makes it easier. When you people think alike, you must not necessarily think alike in everything, but on major things. You get? It makes it easier. But this person is coming from, it has to money or nothing. This one says academic excellence, two parallel lines. How do you come together? It will require more work. But if both of them are coming from the same place, they can work together. So decide, who am I raising this child to become? Are we doing who want faith, fear of God, character? What character do we want to instill in our children? People agree. Then um, create templates, create workout things that would instill such character in the child. Especially, how do we discipline? One parent believes in push, push, hit, quick fix. Another parent is doing gentle parenting. You are spoiling these children. You will not talk. This one say, you are too harsh. You must come together and agree on something and work with it. The Bible says you should train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. And this training requires intentionality. You need to be intentional. You cannot successfully train a child in a direction when they themselves are constantly, you and your husband, you're constantly pulling that child in opposite directions. You can't. You're either going to Guagalada together or you're going to Area 1 together for your home to work. You ask yourself, what kind of adults are we trying to raise? What do we want our children to believe about God? To understand this marriage itself, how do we want our children to understand marriage? What do we want them to know about money? There's also how you teach money, that it becomes something good for them or something negative. What are the values around sexuality? How should they relate to authority? And a whole lot. You must come together. See that your values align. And what brings that alignment is the pillar two, communication. I'm coming from here, you're coming from here. What will make us come together, craft something we will use for our child, for our parenting stage, is what? Communication. When we can sit together, talk, decide, agree on something, then move forward. What looks like a parenting disagreement most times is usually a marriage communication problem. Most couples do not communicate. I kid you not. Communication is not your food is ready. Bring me my food. School fees is next week. Oh. Just shallow communication. Couples don't sit down to talk, have deep conversations, have hard conversations. Everybody's just, we are married. This one is heading to Wabalada. This one is heading to Area 1. Nobody has time for each other anymore because you are married and now you now have children. You get, one is saying, that is saying, you're too soft on these children. Mom is saying, you are too harsh on these children. Everybody's angry. But what is that daddy communicating? I don't feel supported by you. Maybe when he gives out that is when he lashes out. Yes, it might be wrong. But it takes communication in the right way to redirect him and not in front of the children. Yes, parents can make poor decisions. But hey, you want to kill my child? Hey, don't touch him. Oh, you go and stand. Then that day say, hey, you don't even know anything. You're too in front of the children. You want to spoil these children. Meanwhile, mommy is saying, I feel like you're just parenting without me. You're taking parental decisions without me. Maybe because your dad is more dominant, he has the dominance, and he also has the, well, without. Dad is just doing his own thing. Mommy is doing her own thing. Everywhere chaos. They are both saying, you undermine me. But they can't come together and sit down and talk like adults. So many couples avoid communication. Why? Adults. Some men can even cause more trouble so that they don't have conversation with their wives. Some wives will ignore, would farm, squeeze their face so that you don't have conversations with them. How do we move forward? We need to grow. We need to grow. In my early years of marriage, I was like that. You offend me, I will squeeze face. But my husband will say, no, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We cannot sleep this night now without talking about this. What happened? Okay, look at. At the end of the day, whoever is wrong will apologize and we move. But some adults, 40-something-year-olds, would rather cause more trouble instead of addressing the elephant in the room. Why? Then your children are there watching you. You don't know. They are watching, looking for loophole to attack and manipulate. And you feel, the children love me best. Na lie. They are just enjoying the loophole you created. Pillar 3, don't make the child the battleground. If you want a united front, don't make your child the battleground. This is one of the most important principles of today's conversation. Your child is not your marriage therapist. I've had a 13-year-old tell me a few years ago that when her parents quarrel, that they call her a 13-year-old. As at that time, she has started this thing way back. She was telling me when she was 13. You adults will sit down, keep a 13-year-old in the middle. Your daddy did this and did that. The man will talk. Your mommy did this and did that. Then a 13-year-old would advise you. Hey, shame. You sit your child who is still trying to, develop mentally. That does not know anything, about what you're talking about. You now burden her with your marriage issues. A 13-year-old will not sit down and advise daddy and advise mommy. Papa, how she even respect you people again? Na see finish oh, see finish. And it's happening in most homes today. I'm not saying that when your 13-year-old has no business with your marital issues. Until maybe they are grown. They have no business. It's that time you will now hear, J-boy, come. Go and tell your father we need to eat. Tell him to give me money for food. Go and tell your mother to bring my, as in adults acting like children. Go and tell your mother to bring my food. Go and tell your mother. The child is watching. You think he doesn't know people are quarreling? He knows. She knows. Your child is not your messenger. Go and tell your mother. Go and tell your father. Your child is not an ally against your spouse. You hear people say, my children are my best friend. Madam, because it's we women that are usually on that table. If you're on that table, calm down. Oh, calm down small. Go and find another table. Friendship is a tool in parenting, according to my Coach Wendy. Is not a relationship. Friendship is a tool in parenting, not a relationship. You know what friend mean? Best friend. That you at times you want to rant, just talk to them. You want to unwind, you just speak. Your children are now people you burden with things they're not even supposed to hear from you. My children are my best friend. I don't trust anybody. Then watch who you are too. Because you attract who you are. I'm sorry. Your children cannot be your best friend. Your children are not, you now, hey, your father, that man is just useless. Don't mind him. Oh. This thing he's doing. You start saying, can you imagine your father? He did this, he did that. Then he comes. No, as in, how? Sisters, we are the ones that are on this table most times. Few men, but women. My children are my best friend. You now burden a 10-year-old child with your marital issues, thinking you are let them like you or be what. I don't even get that concept. Your children are not your ally against your spouse. Your child should not have to carry information that belongs between husband and wife. Your child should not have to carry information that belongs between you and your husband. If you cannot speak to your wife or your husband, carry it now. Leave that child to grow. You're not bothering him. He's in school. He's thinking about what you told him or her. He's bothered. Oh, I hope my mom is fine. I hope my dad is. You're just a child that is growing that should go out and play with his mates. He's not sitting down to think for you and your husband or your wife. Why? You're shattering that home. You're shattering that home. Your father, something if your father had listened to me, it doesn't have happened. The father will say, your mother does not know anything. She doesn't know what she's doing. You think you're doing the right thing. Even if there is truth behind that your frustration. Even if you're saying the truth, though, your child is not the appropriate channel. It's not the appropriate place to process it. You know your child. Go and talk to someone else. Go and talk to your age mates. Leave your child out of it. These are how we create loopholes that they use to manipulate us. And you will not know. The Bible says that fathers do not provoke your children lest they become discouraged. The passage addresses fathers, but the principle applies broadly. Parents must be careful not to create an emotional environment that crushes or discourages their children. Don't. Don't create such an environment for them. Leave your children out of it. If you people will not communicate, leave it. Pillar 4, disagree without destroying security. Disagree without destroying security. Healthy marriages have disagreements. Nobody disputes that fact. There is no marriage that doesn't have disagreements. I have not seen that marriage, even the best marriages. I, for one, know when I was growing up, my parents, I don't know how they did it. I learned it from them. I never saw them quarrel. I am telling you this. That's that's the whole truth. I never saw them quarrel until one time I was in the uni, like year 2 or so. I entered my parents' room. Oh, what was I here? Yeah, stop it. Yeah, me, I shock. That's why I can remember it till today. I was like, eh? Since when? I just collected what I went to collect and left the room because I never saw it. That's the only time. And then when they didn't even care to stop. Maybe they'll say, this one don't grow now, it's a concern. But as a child, I never saw my parents disagree, like have heated arguments in front of me. Ah, I didn't though. And I told myself, I'm going to bring it to my home. Does it mean they didn't quarrel? They did. Maybe they even quarreled more. They disagreed. But they were wise enough to keep it off from us. They were wise enough to do what? Shift it from our side. It doesn't concern us. It doesn't. So you need to teach your children how you healthy disagreements. Look, we might make the mistake. Yes, they will see us quarrel at times. But also teach them how to resolve. It's not that when they see that mommy and daddy had a disagreement, for the next 1 month or 1 week, daddy is not talking to mommy. They are keeping malice. Their children notice they are seeing. Even if they had you quarrel, let them see that the next time you people are stepping out, you are laughing. They will say, these ones, I beg, leave them. destroy security. Your children love to see you together more than you even want to see yourself together. Your children wants to see you united. Don't expose them to such things. Don't make them start doubting. You think it's simple disagreement, but your children is taking it to another level. Ah, this one mommy or that they are always quarreling. What's going on? Are we safe? I hope they won't go their separate. As in, because that's what is prevalent in the society right now. They are anxious. Hell, God, please help my parents. You get? They shouldn't be burdened with that. Have your quarrels. I don't know why it's there you want to. It's there in front of them. Want to show. Want to show that you are right. No. Carry your quarrel inside. Carry your quarrel inside your room or outside. Leave them. Pillar 5. Protect the marriage. That is where I love most. Protect your marriage. Oh. Protect your marriage. We parents, can become so consumed with raising our children with so many responsibilities that we forget that we are also husband and wife. Children there, work there, expenses, bills, that. You even forget that you're husband and wife. But your marriage is not just the structure that produces children. It is the environment in which those children are being formed. You are first husband and wife before you became mom and dad. Please maintain it. You are husband and wife first before you became mommy and daddy. You cannot remove wife and just wear mommy. You remove husband and wear daddy. You must always first wear husband or wife before you wear mommy and daddy. Stick it in your head. You must always be husband and wife. You come first. My children know that one. My husband, my wife. Well, don't near. Don't near. Because we have let them know that it is us first before you people. Do you know that your children are visitors? You don't know. When they tell you don't allow third party to break your marriage, you think it's in-law. Your children is the first people that if you allow them to break your marriage. Okay, you don't know. Well, those ones you produced, the one that you gave birth to, if you give them space, and by the time you realize it, they have gone. They've left you, gone to their own, formed their family. Then you are left with a stranger wife or a stranger husband. Then some of us will now run to our son's house. So, after everything I've done for you, you're not going to cause trouble between him and his wife. Give your husband, leave your wife. You go and patch your child's home. Protect your marriage. That is you see, your marriage is your ministry. Protect it with everything you've got. Because if you have a protected marriage, your children will thrive. Don't let them come in between. They are visitors. You just have them for a few years and they will leave you and go. No matter how you love them. If you become too clingy yourself, they will run away from you. Protect them. My children know that we can't even wait for them to go. Oga, go. Then you are doing when there is problem. Instead of you to come together, communicate, talk. You face your children. You just you overindulge or you become harsh. My children. Who is your children? Give them space now. They will deal with your marriage. That's a talk for another day. You need each other. Remember that marriage is first for companionship before it was for procreation. God said it is not good for man to be alone. Brought him a wife. Before he now say, people should go and multiply. You now leave that part and you face the second part. Those people you multiply, they will leave you and go. You will not sit down with stranger. Then every time you're looking for where to go, for your child's house to enter, when you did not build your marriage. Build your marriage. Protect your marriage. Protect your friendship. Gist. There are some couples that can't gist. We can have my children, they like coming to our room. You know, at times the daddy will come back, we'll just sit. They are there. We are gisting. We are laughing. We will laugh. They might even join in the laugh, but they won't join in the gist. They are just there. It's giving them. There's something it does to their psyche. Mommy and daddy are happy together. They are laughing. They are gisting. It's so simple, but it's doing something to them. It's very simple. You see, there's something I do. When my husband comes back and comes with a sweet lollipop or something, he will just buy for his children for. I say, where is my own? Everybody will turn and say, Mommy, are you a baby? I say, yes. You met me in this house. I'm the first baby. They will laugh. Do you know that now, if my husband is coming back for any reason he cannot buy 4, he will buy 5. Once he's throwing it to them, my hand is out already, throw my own. It's not about the lollipop. When I do it, they say, hey, mommy. The other they will say, leave her, she's my baby. Or at times they even say, are you a baby? Is it everything? I say, give me, I'm a baby. They will throw my own, no. I might decide to lick it or I'll keep it. It's not about the lollipop. They are laughing. Hey, mommy. It's creating something in them. It's creating something in them. They are seeing something. That's the aim. It's not about lollipop. Now give me my own now. I'm a baby too now. Give me my own, I beg. I'll start for it. Give me my own. No. It's something. It's not about the lollipop. And they see them laughing. They are enjoying it. It shows them that there is unity here. There's friendship. They are learning. You don't need to start telling them, when you're married, be friends with your wife, be friends with your... They are seeing it. One day, my husband came back with he bought matching canvas for us. So my brother saw it. They were like, who owns this thing? My daughter said, that deal, he bought it for him and his wife. Dave said, my wife go enjoy. Oh. Did you see how he went to the future? My wife go enjoy you. He didn't even say mommy is enjoying, or whatever. My wife go enjoy you because he has learned something. So those things you think you are doing, don't do this. Meanwhile, you are doing the opposite. Is that opposite you are doing that they are learning, that they are grabbing? Every time you are attacking your wife, you are attacking your husband, want to prove Your children are seeing it. And it's reflective. If they don't intentionally don't want to do what you did, they will just reflect what you did in their own marriage without stress. Because that's what they see, they saw growing up. My wife go enjoy you. It has moved to the future. So we are raising the future. Protect your friendship. Protect your communication. Talk privately. Take your conversations inside. Come out with what you have agreed on. Protect your intimacy. Your intimacy does not it's not just sex, which sex is part of it. Protect it. Learn each other, date each other again, do things together. We'll stay at times in the evening, we'll see us, we'll come down. Where are you people going to? It's mommy that they will always ask. I don't know why. Mommy, where are you going to? So I'm going to hang out with my husband though. Then okay. Just bring something for us. So I just came out, we'll just go out. They are seeing friendship, they are seeing unity. Protect your spouse's dignity before the children. Don't run your spouse down before your children. Don't run your spouse down before you don't gain nothing. You don't. You don't gain anything. What do you want to gain? Whatever it is, even if he or she makes a poor decision, wait. When you people are inside, you talk about it. Show them that this is my wife or this is my husband. I preach. There's something that if my maybe my child, any of my children is bringing something for my husband, maybe it's very simple as a cup of water, you don't put it in a tray. As they are landing here, and say, will you go back and put that in a tray? You want to serve my husband with that? You'll be like, hey, mom, it's not that deep. And I say, hey, it's deep. My husband, Odogo, please go put that in the tray because carry it with your 2 hands and come and give that man. You don't know who he is. Is my time running out? Don't worry, I'm almost done. Vivian, can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yes, we are coming up
Okay.
to tell you that your time is running and
Run.
um,
Okay. I would speed up. Consistency builds security. Children need boundaries, they need consequences, they need expectations, they need predictability. You must agree on something. You say, when this happens, this is what happens. You and your husband must agree, discuss and agree on issues as screen time, chores, bedtime, school responsibility, discipline, social media, friendships, whatever it is. Agree, then tell them. They don't need to agree on. But since both of you have agreed, we are the parents. That's what I tell my teenager. We are parents. We are your parents. We tell you what to do. You might not really agree with us, but it is what it is. You may not understand it now when you grow. And they know not to come. Hey, can I go to daddy? Can I go to mommy? No, no. Because if you go to daddy, say, what did mommy tell you? You come to me, what did daddy say? And that is how it has been. What happens when parents disagree? 5 things you can do. I'm now rushing it through so that this is a lot. We can't finish it in one space. You pause, especially when it's happening in front of the children. Pause. Maybe the way your wife or your husband lashed out, you didn't like it. Relax. Take it away. Find a way to diffuse that situation without bringing that person down or undermining the person's authority. You will now discuss. Talk privately. You decide. Find the best decision for the you will now come back and present whatever it is you have decided on. Then if the decision you made is not working, Yes, there are times you agree on something and you try it is not working. You review. No, it's not cast on stone. I can't count how many times we have sat on our bed and say, this thing we are doing, it's not giving us the result we want. Let's try it this way. Let's try it this way. Tomorrow we'll come back and say, it's now like this. You hear them say, but mommy, you said, you say, we have seen that it's not working. It's like this. And that is it. Then may ask, what if one parent is wrong? It does not mean that you would support wrongdoing. Mm-mm. But there's a difference between correcting your spouse and humiliating your spouse. Okay, one day, this thing is just, we are growing, is happening in us. So many examples. My children, because we usually say, when you argue, if you're arguing about a pen, remain on the pen. Don't argue, don't attack the person's personality. Say everything you want to say about that pen. Don't come and say, that's why your head is like this, that's why your face is like that. So when we're telling, my daughter said, but daddy, the other day you said you are stupid. My husband wanted to argue it that is the parent is a calmly. I said, daddy, please, on this one now, I go with the children. I gave an example. I say, if your boss, no matter who he is, as you are now, says you are stupid, you will challenge it. When I finished speaking, he said, well, that's true. Yes, I had to do it there so that they will know that we can also acknowledge our wrongs and apologize. Say, well, that's true. I will not do it again. They keep you accountable. I've not checked out something properly and it caused a little problem in the house. When we're talking about with the children, I say, oh, I got it wrong here. I'm sorry. But it's not in telling my husband, why will you say yours? You see what you are doing? Because he said you're stupid. I said, I support them here. See. He said, well, that's true. So it doesn't mean you need to agree, but know how to talk about it. How about when the united front is already broken? Some people will say, we don't pass this level. Oh, in fact, it's scattered. There is no point. No. Broken does not mean finished. You can still begin again, but you must sit and have conversations. What are we currently disagreeing about? How is this affecting our children? What kind of family environment do we want from this point forward? You start working on it. Your marriage as a shield. When you think about family, first is marriage. Your marriage must have love, respect, communication, trust. When you have these things in marriage, you now have the parenting partnership where you have shared values, boundaries, consistency, discipline. Then you come to the child. When all these things are balanced, the child will be, there's security, there's identity, there's confidence and emotional stability. Check, it starts with marriage, not with the child. Parenting starts with marriage. If your marriage is not right, you cannot parent right. Love, trust, communication, respect. Then you come down to your shared value, discipline, consistency. Then your child is secured. And when he's secured, he has a strong identity, he's confident, he's emotionally stable, he can move anywhere. My parents are together, I'm moving. So, are we really united? That's what you ask yourself now to reflect. Sit back, rate yourself in communication with your spouse, in parenting decision, in discipline, respect for each other's authority, conflict resolution, emotional connection, shared values, protecting each other before the children. When you rate yourself, you now ask yourself which areas needs the most attention. What do we need to work on? What do we need to work on? Your children do not need two perfect parents. No, they need parents who keep choosing the family, who keep choosing, staying together to see that they shield their children. They stand together for your children. I don't know if you're seeing the inscription on my t-shirt. That's what my Vivian is talking about. Because this marriage you see is gospel. Your marriage is gospel. Preach. Thank you. Vivian, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
You seem not to be hearing me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, great. Great. I truly want to say a very big thank you to Mrs. Ahonna for this amazing, amazing session. I
Thank
don't
you.
really know what to say. I don't know what to say because even the comment section is already saying everything. When I read someone saying that Mrs. Ahonna is loaded, what, and all of that, I was just laughing because they don't know what was coming for them. And then some, I just want to bring up some of the things that people are saying. Okay, someone said, wow, wow, wow. I'm just scrolling to know whether there are questions because people are raving. The comment section is filled up, filled up. And if you can see my screen, Ahonna, if you can see my screen, you can see lots of aha moments.
Yes.
Lots of
Mm,
aha moments. People are really, really like got lots of value. People are
I'm
copying
honored.
notes from your session. I'm just reading through to see if there are questions, but I'm seeing comments of notes that they are copying and all of that. Correct, but don't humiliate. Okay. These are not questions basically, actually. It's just people raving you,
Okay.
thanking you for the session. I know that the wow is that we are all blown away. We are all blown away. Thank you
We
so
thank
much
God.
for honoring this invitation. Again,
Thank you
we'll be
for
having
having
more of
me.
our honor in our small community called the Build a Home Tribe. This is the bonuses that people in the tribe get, especially if you're raising young children, because you need to build the marriage first. You heard when she said
Yes.
marriage first before parenting. There's nothing like raising anybody if the marriage is not working. Just know that you're raising a dysfunctional human being if you do nothing about how you use whatever it is to program your child, especially the sisters. So it's a lot. That's why I believe that the learning never ends. It's a lot. We are 18 years down the lane of marriage, but there are some things I hear, I'm like, oh my goodness, where was I all the while? You know, because it's and sometimes when I remember it, I remember when I think of it, I remember my mommy saying something. I think in 2024, then they were 44 years in marriage, and she said to me, we were having conversation, and she said, even at this 44th year, we are learning new things. There are new things that jump at
Mm-hmm.
us, and we are taking it now.
Growth.
So we cannot get the deep roots or get the greater heights we are thinking of in any form without having first the background rooted. And here, the background here is the marriage. It has to be rooted for us to raise the thriving children we are all, seeking knowledge to raise. So we are grateful and we are thankful to you for honoring this invitation. This session is amazing, mind blowing, a lot of nuggets,
I'm
very
honored.
transforming and impactful. Thank you so much, man. We'll be having more of you. We're going to be squeezing Ahunna
No
very
problem.
well in the tribe. God, God bless you. We are
No
grateful.
wala.
Thank you so much.
All
And when
right.
we get questions right
Thank
now,
you
I'm
too.
seeing um, notes that people are copying, value packed, value packed. So when we get our questions, Uh-huh. When we get our question, thank you so much, Coach Ahuna. This is awesome. Okay. When we get our questions in our different communities later, we will share with you in your closet so you can
No
give us
problem.
responses to hard questions that people may not be able to share now or when they watch the replay. Thank you so much and have a great evening.
Thank you too.
All right, guys, this is where we draw the curtain for today. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us today again. Today is day 3 and it's been back to back blessings. God have been speaking to families. I have been getting chats like, amazing, emotional, mixed feelings, really, not knowing where to place all of those emotions that I'm having about this conference. Thank you so much, everyone. You also made it happen because if you're not here, these speakers will be speaking to nobody. Thank you so much, and keep sharing the invite link, keep sharing the registration link, keep sharing the replays, and let everyone in your circle get to know that you're here learning. Let your family, your friends, your colleagues, let everybody know that you're here learning. Tomorrow will be the grand finale of this conference. Yours truly will be also speaking tomorrow, and I know that you wouldn't want to miss any of the sessions tomorrow. And that's why I will be speaking the last, like the final, so that you must have collected all the blessings before the final blessings. Okay? So please keep a date with us tomorrow 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Check the flyers. I'm not sure again. Check the flyers, but we will be sharing it again tomorrow so that everyone can get to know the exact time we're beginning tomorrow and join for the grand finale. Do not miss out on that grand finale because that's where all the final blessings will rain upon homes. Okay? There will be Rema tomorrow. More of the Rema. There have been Rema in the past 3 days, but more tomorrow. God bless you. Have a good night rest. We'll see you tomorrow. Keep sharing with everyone in your space.